Sacred be the gift of living water, precious be the fruit of every land. Cherished be each creature, holy be each neighbor, blessed be the goodness of God's hand. Sacred be the task of transformation. Sacred be the gift of living water, precious be the fruit of every land. Cherished be each creature, holy be each neighbor, blessed be the goodness of God's hand. Sacred be the task of transformation. Sacred be the gift of living water, precious be the fruit of every land. Cherished be each creature, holy be each neighbor, blessed be the goodness of God's hand. Sacred be the task of transformation. Eager be the heart to understand. Tender be the care, ardent be the prayer, urgent be the call of God's command.
Thank you for joining us again today as we reflect upon environmental and racial justice issues this week with the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet, St. Paul Province. Welcome to CSJ Together for 15, taking 15 minutes out of our busy day to reflect and pray. And today we continue our conversation of looking at how the CSJ community is responding to the crisis of the earth and global warming, but this time through the lens of our CSJ intern from St. Catherine's University. We welcome Ellen, a CSJ liaison on our Justice Commission to St. Catherine's University. So welcome, Ellen, as you share a little bit of your thoughts of how you are caring for the earth. So Ellen, thank you for joining us today as we talk and reflect about racism and the environment. Both of those issues are very important to the Sisters of St. Joseph, and Ellen, as an intern working with Celeste Dream and our community garden and food shelf and with the Justice Office, we wanted just to start off and say, what are you doing in your own life to care for the earth?
In my own life, I am trying to start from home, start simple by learning about these issues on my own, by reading books like Food Fix by Mark Hyman. I've learned a lot about these kind of issues. I'm well on my way to the zero waste journey. It's always a process, but been composting and recycling in my St. Paul home, and a lot of gardening, I think, is one of the main ways that I am connecting with these issues. Spend a lot of time gardening with Celeste Dream and at the Labyrinth, and I think just getting outside and being with the earth is also a great way to connect with these issues and remember what it is that we're protecting.
Where are you finding hope, inspiration right now when it comes to ending racism, caring for the earth, the environmental struggle? Where are you finding hope and inspiration right now?
I think the biggest place I'm finding hope is just conversations with individuals who are passionate about these issues and are working on these issues, whether it's in big or small ways. Just hearing what their journey looks like for working on these issues and learning about them is something that's really beautiful to hear, and it really helps propel me to work more on it myself, and rather than just be angry about the issues and get demotivated by all the difficult issues going on around that.
What stands out to you when you think about the Sisters of St. Joseph and what you're learning about their charism as it connects to environmental work or anti-racism work?
I think the things that come to mind most are the care for creation and the dear neighbor that are really the biggest parts, I think, I've heard over and over again from the CSJ community, how every part of the world is something to be cared for. That includes the plants, the animals, the water, all of it. And then in regards to anti-racism work with caring for the dear neighbor, no matter who they are. Yes.
Well, as you think about your work together with Karina and the other interns in the food shelf, how are you seeing that work connected to the environment and anti-racism work?
I think it connects in a lot of ways. One thing I think is really nice about the work and what it does in those issues is it's very much about protecting the good things we have going as well. I think a lot of work on these issues can be very reactionary, which is natural, but I think a long-lasting advocacy happens when you're working on making the world into what you would like it to be, rather than just reacting out of anger. And I think with the food shelf and the gardens and all that work, I think it's working on that, making a world that you'd like to see rather than reacting and posting angrily, for example.
Well, I think that's a great note to end on, making the world the way we would like it to be. Thank you, Ellen, for just sharing your thoughts today and for your involvement with the Justice Commission and your work with the food shelf and your work with the Sisters of St. Joseph this year. And thank you especially for your help on refreshing the Labyrinth this year as well.
Thanks for having me.
Have a blessed day. Thanks.
We are so grateful to Ellen for sharing her wisdom and her focused, practical plan for stewarding our planet. It starts at home. And you simply begin with education, recycling, composting. Additionally, there's been a common thread running through all of our reflections this week, which is to work right in the dirt. Joan set us off on a good path about weeding our gardens and weeding out that which is not of God from our lives. And as Ellen said so beautifully, that working right in the dirt reminds us of what we are protecting. So it's time to get our hands dirty, literally, with the goodness of every part of this earth. Maybe it is planning out a garden For next spring, maybe it's getting involved with neighborhood cleanups or supporting neighborhood gardens. The important thing is to simply begin. We wish you peace.
For the world, we raise our voices for the home that gives us birth. In our joy, we sing returning home to our blue-green hills of earth. For the earth forever turning, for the skies forever